Folks, welcome to this afternoon's conversation. My name is Selwyn Page, and I am part of the School Leadership Team Forum team, and I'm ably assisted by my very capable colleague, Nonhlanhla Linda. Nonhlanhla is actually the one that in the future I'm going to encourage her to be doing the work that I'm doing, to sit behind the camera and talk. But Nonhlanhla will get there. But welcome to you, Nonhlanhla, and thank you for the work that you are doing in setting up these very, very important conversations. Today, our conversation will be focused on teen suicide. I must tell you, this is one of those very difficult topics to talk about because it's evident that we've had major challenges exacerbated by COVID-19, and the mental health and the mental strain and the well-being of our assets, our greatest assets, the youth of our country, is under strain at the moment. And we need to find ways and means and opportunities to manage this in a way that will not mean in the future we will sit with major challenges. And so this afternoon, as we engage, we want to engage in a way that is caring, engage in a way that says we want to be sensitive, but also engage in a way that says we want to give you as much confidence to manage it in your own context. And so this afternoon, that's what we want to do. So before we go any further, I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Mute your microphone for a minute or two. Just mute your microphone. And find yourself, make sure you're sort of comfortable on your chair. You know, that if you needed to swing your bottoms, you could do it quite easily. You know, you're comfortable, and your feet, if you're lying down, wonderful. If you're in bed cozy, beautiful. But if you're not, put your feet solid on the ground. And this is an exercise in just becoming aware of your own breathing, becoming aware of your own body, becoming aware of everything that's around you. So let's take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And imagine that you're at your favorite place.
You want the broom? Where's the broom?
Imagine that you're at your favorite place, your favorite place. Now, I don't know about you, but I have a favorite place that I love to go and sit at. That's in my backyard, and just to sit there and to be away. Imagine you're seated there and you are transported to a place where you would like to be. Now, with COVID-19, we could go anywhere. Imagine you sitting in that favorite place anywhere in the world. Look at what is around you, the colors, the shapes. Imagine the people around you. Imagine the smells around you. And imagine the food around you. With all those combinations, I'm going to invite you back into the room and say, hope that was helpful just to relax for a moment as you come out of your busy, busy day. And to get our conversation going, and we're not going to go into breakout rooms right now, I like to ask this question because we would like to gauge from you what's the level of interest and what's the reasons why you've come into the room today. And the question is very simple. Why was it important for you to be part of today's conversation? You saw the topic, you saw the speaker, and something in you said, I want to be part of today's conversation. It will be helpful for Busisiwe as she speaks, but it will also be insightful for us to understand what is it around the country that is happening that brings people into the room for today's conversation. And I want to ask you, if you want to say something, and Nonhlanhla is watching the screen, I'm watching the screen, and if you just unmute yourself or in the reactions at the bottom, you can raise your hand and then I will invite you to speak. Why was it important for you to be part of today's conversation? Anyone?
Selvin, sorry, I don't see the raise your hand thing.
Not a problem, Alta, go for it.
Okay, so why am I here today? So I'm an HR consultant and I do a lot of personal coaching and leadership coaching. And I've seen with my clients the effect of COVID, you know, and how people are really, there's such a nice term for it, it's called languishing. You know, people are just mentally not well. And if adults, you know, who's supposed to be developed and everything, you know, are battling with what we went through the last year, I can only imagine how the kids at home are suffering. So although I do not work directly with children, I believe just being here today can help me hopefully help my clients deal with their children, you know, who's suffering from depression.
Sure, Alta, thanks for that very insightful comment. You are recognizing that adults are challenged mentally and their well-being is affected. How much more young people? So I want to invite more people just to make a comment, and you could even write a comment in the chat because we are recording and it'll be lovely to see what people's reasons why it was important for them to be part of today's conversations. Can we have one or two more people?
Hi, Selvin. It's Maureen again.
Thanks, Maureen. Go for it.
Look, I think looking at what is happening in schools at the moment, we're grappling with the issue of bullying. And we know the latest case where a learner had to commit suicide. So I think there is pressure that is mounting on school children for many reasons, and depression and anxiety being some of the symptoms that these learners are presenting. So for me, why I wanted to be part of this conversation is to understand the extent to which this matter can be put into discussion, because we can put all the advices out there, but we're dealing with teenagers whose lives depend on what others are saying. They're not confident. They're not in the spaces where they can defend themselves. So the best way is to disappear in this life that doesn't give them peace by committing suicide. So I just want to engage into this discussion.
Wow, Maureen, thank you. Thank you. Kariska,
Natalie.
Thank you, sir.
Hi.
do you want to make a comment, Kariska?
Yes, please. I work in a school and I see daily, on a daily basis, I see children who struggle with depression and anxiety. And especially the aftershock, I call it the aftershock of COVID and lockdown, the effect that it has on them now, on their mental well-being and their emotional states. So the reason why I signed in and I joined today is just because I would like to know how can I improve on the techniques and the ways that I support them on an everyday basis. Yeah, because you get to a point where you feel, okay, now I've reached my limit. I don't know, my resources are finished. So how do I support this child further? So that's just, yeah, that's the reason why I signed in today.
Thank you, Kariska. Thank you. Alton, I see your hand is up.
Sorry, let me just unmute myself. Thank you so much, Salvan. For me, it's about, like Kariska said just now, I'm responsible for pastoral care at my school, and which is the social well-being of our children. And I see children struggling. I see the staff members struggling. But what's interesting for me, and what I would hopefully get a bit more insight in today, is understanding how some of the children and some of the staff members, their resilience is so much better than others. So if we can focus on how to best support learners and staff in terms of their resilience, because we all know that people aren't, and our bodies aren't designed to live under so much this prolonged stress and anxiety. So hopefully I'll get more skills, and hopefully I can take something away that will help my staff at the school and the children. Thank you, Salman.
Alton, insightful again. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Resilience. What does it mean? What can we learn from those that are resilient? How did they do it? Good question. Good question. I saw Trudy's hand up. Thanks, Trudy.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. I'm the LPF for Sasolburg, and I'm also a clinical psychologist who used to work in the education department. And as you can understand, it's a subject that I am interested in, that I work with nearly every week. And but I also know that I can still learn more and hear more about referral options, because that's really something, especially in a rural area like Parys, where I live. And I also think that having to work with young adults, teenagers, I've also learned some skills that I think over the years I didn't have. And I'm just starting to think, how can we continue this conversation that we have today? So thank you.
That's a very important comment, Trudy. What are the skills and how can we continue this conversation? Because today's conversation is not the end. You know, what pockets of excellence can we build around the country in various forms? So I love that insight. Nokuzola, your comment, your hand is up and you can unmute and then speak.
I'm Nokuzola from John Palmer Primary School.
Yes.
Yes, for today, I would love to understand. Yeah. May I speak?
Continue.
Okay. I would love to understand the cause of the bullying and how to make the bullies aware that they are bullies. You know, because in our days and on this pandemic time, we don't have where we can refer them as bullies so that they can spend their time on social event. Because of pandemic, we cannot do that, because sometimes when you put children and do some social events, it's where they come out what is happening on their lives. But now we are so scared. We're on our tiny corners. We don't know how to say things. You know, even those children that they are bullying, they don't know that they are bullying. So today, I'm sure that we'll have awareness as teachers and other people who are dealing with children, and to show them why they are bullying and who are the bullies. What they do is bullying, or what are they expressing their depression, their anxiety, or what is happening at home? We don't know. So today, at least I'll get something from this leadership, a conversation that we're going to have. Thank you.
Thank you. It's lovely to have John Palmer in the room. Thank you, Nkozola.
Okay.
Thank you.